Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to take a look at how to create the CW version of the Flash, or the TV version of the Flash if you prefer. You can see behind it, basically I'm going to look at the Flash costume has changed through the 3 seasons and even the upcoming fourth season. So I'm going to try to look at the few variations that we had so far. So basically in season 1, the costume started looking pretty much like what you're seeing right now. I couldn't really find a proper set of gear that actually really reproduced the yellow line that the costume has, but basically this gave a pretty good idea, a pretty good illusion of the Flash costume from the TV show. I will show you another version, another variation, but that's one variation that can be used. Obviously, what you need to get things started is the Flash cowl. Someday it'll open. There we go. So the Flash cowl is called the Speedster cowl. You can purchase it from the marketplace. I showed in my previous Flash video where you can purchase the cowl. The same with the Emblem. So I'm not going to. If you want to see more information about how to get those, you should probably watch that other video. So again, here you need the Speedster cowl, although there is a bit of clipping around the neck. I'm a bit sad, but it happens. So you'll have to find a chest piece that actually does what you want it to do. For the emblem, obviously you need the Flash emblem. Personally, I prefer to use the enhanced version of the Flash, but some people could decide to use the regular version of the Flash. Both options are fine. The only distinction is that, as I mentioned in my previous video, for the enhanced version of the emblem, you have to use some much darker colors. Otherwise, the emblem will be too shiny. You won't be able to see the emblem itself. And for the chest piece, I went with the scuba chest piece. Sadly, it is a chest piece that you can only get during the summer seasonal. But it reproduces, there is this weird texture on the Flash TV show costume that the scuba gear kind of helps to reproduce. So that's why I went with that chest. But I will show another version that you can use if you don't want to wait until next summer to be able to create the Flash look from the TV show. For the hands, I went with the Aeronaut hands, but there's a whole bunch of different hands that could do the trick. But in this case, that's what I went with. The same with the waist, I went with the Checkmate Informant. Again, there's probably other belt that would probably do the trick, but this is the one I thought was the closest to the look of the Flash TV show. For the pants, again, I also went with the scuba pants. So basically, if you purchase the scuba gear, you will have the chest, the pants, the back, and the scuba feet. So if you purchase the scuba gear, you will have both pieces to be able to reproduce that look. So that shouldn't be an issue. But again, I will show you another variation in just a minute. And for the feet, I went with what did I go with? I went with the Spec Ops feet. You can, because basically it's one of those feet style that has some sort of padding on the knees. And if you look at the Flash TV show, at the costume from the Flash TV show, you will see that the character has some sort of padding on the knees. And the boots also have some sort of weird straps on it. I thought this was a good style to reproduce that. If you don't want to wait until next summer to purchase the scuba gear, which is understandable, I will show you a variation right now. So again, there's no real set of gear that reproduce exactly the yellow pattern of the lines on the Flash costume. So you're gonna have to settle for an approximation of those yellow lines on the costume, and this is a nice compromise, I guess, a nice version of that. So basically, for the chest piece, what I went with is the slimline chest piece. And for the pants, these are actually the two-color slimline. So using that, you can reproduce a good approximation of the TV show of the Flash TV show costume. But this is the version for season 1. For season 2, there wasn't that much of a difference. The main difference between season 1 and season 2 is the emblem. Somehow they had some red instead of the white for the emblem for season 1. Not sure why. Sometimes because the costume was fairly close to the classic version of the costume, but somehow they had to make a few tweaks here and there. They got rid of like they didn't have the lightning for the gloves, they didn't have the yellow boots, and they didn't have the white and the emblem. Somehow they went with red instead. I'm not sure how big of a difference that made for the producer to make that change, but luckily for season 2 they decided to go with the white emblem as opposed to the red emblem as they had in season 1. And that was pretty much the costume that the Flash had for season 2 and season 3. There was no big change that I recall in season 3, other than for season 4, from what we understand, there is going to be a new Flash costume. And from the information that we have right now, we're led to believe that what they're going to use for season 4 is a costume that we did see in season 3 in one episode. There was this one episode called The Once and Future Flash, where they basically came back a bit closer to the classic version of the costume in the comic, where they actually had the yellow belt and the yellow around the gloves, the yellow lightning around the gloves, and they even have some yellow in the boots. I don't recall if the whole boots were yellow or they only had like the edge of the boots yellow, but that this is about as close to that costume as I was able to reproduce. And also, basically, the rumor is that for season 4, the costume that the Flash will wear will be that costume from season 3, from the Once and Future Flash episode. So this should be as close to the costume for season 4 as we can get right now in DC Universe Online. Unless at some point the DC Universe Online comes up with a new time capsule with the actual costume from the Flash from season 4. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. They did do that. They did give us the Arrow costume from the Arrow TV show, the Green Arrow costume from the Arrow TV show. So who knows? Maybe at some point they'll give us an actual costume, an actual Flash costume from the Flash TV show. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Although personally I would prefer a costume from the classic comic, but what can you do? You take whatever you can get. So let's take a look at the loadout and the powers now. For the loadout, I went with something a little different than what I used with the comic book version of the Flash. Let's take a quick look at our loadout. Basically, the CW Flash, or the TV version of the Flash, actually has lightning powers. Like in season, I don't recall if it was in season 2 or season 3, the Flash learned how to throw lightning. I think it was season 2 because he did use it in Supergirl. So he did learn to use lightning. So basically he would run around and circle real fast and then be able to throw lightning at his opponent. So in that context, giving lightning power to this version of the Flash kind of makes sense. So I kept the Vortex Trap. So basically I'll try to reproduce what I just explained. I went with a Shockwave. It doesn't really do Shockwave in the show, but I thought it was still appropriate. I went with Overcharge. I went with Ironing Drain. Whirlwind Dervish is still there, and I kept the Tornado Pull because I still wanted to have one of those moves where he essentially move his arm really quick and create some sort of tornado. So let's take a look at what those powers actually do. I came here to have some combat dummies to be able to shoot the powers, but nah, that was a mistake. Basically, as you can see, the dummies aren't really affected by the power. You just see the damage that the power does. So in the TV show, the Flash would run in circle really fast, and then he would throw lightning at his opponent. So I went with three versions of that. I went with this version where when he can throw lightning, basically clap his hand and throw lightning. I went with this version. And there's also this version, which for some reason I like a lot. And of course, there's a Windwing Dervish. Sadly, as you can see, it doesn't affect the dummies. All you see is how much damage actually make. And the same will be true with the Tornado Pull. So I came here in order to be able to show exactly what the power does to the opponents. Sadly, it was a mistake. So anyway, so this is it for the loadout that you can use if you want to try to recreate the CW version of the Flash, the TV version of the Flash. So that's it for our Flash from the Flash TV show. Basically, you guys have been asking also for other characters like Kid Flash and Jay Garrick. So I will make follow-up videos at some point with those characters as well. And if you guys have any other requests, just ask in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about fulfilling all your requests. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.